Go on, guys, please. Get one of yourselves, son. And what a great goal. So, shoot!
What is going on, everybody? You're very welcome back to LeedsBros. Hope everybody is keeping and doing well. You're very welcome along to Tuesday night's live stream where we're here to break down a bit of a selection headache Daniel Farke might have over the next couple of games with the goalkeeper situation. Darren Dillo performing well. Lucas Perry looks like he's on his way back. Willie Nonto, Brendan Aronson situation. Tanaka is now back in training as well. And then we also have the little issue of Jaden Bogle supposedly being out till after the international break. So we're going to break that all down. We get myself and Dylan's thoughts on it. And as always, you get your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. So make sure you're getting your thoughts in. Before we get into it, make sure you're dropping a big like on the video. We're on our way to 4,000 subscribers. We're on 3,700-ish. So make sure you're hitting that subscribe button for us if you are new here, guys. Plenty of stuff coming up on LeedsBros over the next couple of weeks. So keep your eye out. Dylan, what is happening, my brother?
Tuesday. Is it just me now? Is this the longest week of my life?
Yeah, because I'm going to Leeds on Friday, and I'm like, come on, Friday. I'm like, counting down the hours.
Hope you have a great time.
God, I'm going to have a great time over in Leeds on Saturday. And you know what? The Mill Hall pub in Leeds City Centre have karaoke on Friday night. So you best believe you are going to see this boy up on stage singing karaoke. So if you want to come check that out, check that out.
What song of choice?
I think to kind of break in the nerves, you know what I mean? It would probably have to be Sweet Caroline. I mean, it's one of them there.
It seems to be a go-to one, doesn't it?
The vocals don't have to be great for that, you know what I mean? And you'll get the crowd in with you as well. So we'll have a little sing-song, you know what I mean, on Friday night, and we'll have a good time and enjoy ourselves.
I think I'll make a show myself every time we get on the karaoke. Because it's either me butchering the song or my clothes are coming off, one or the other. 9 times out of 10. Sure, look. We move on. Yeah, other than that, was good. Happy Tuesday, yeah. Long day and work.
Happy Tuesday after a Leeds United win, Dylan. It's always good, isn't it? It's always good after Leeds United win the weekend.
I was winding up all the lads at work as well, I swear to God. And they weren't, none of them are Wolves fans. They were just like, yeah, you know, just winding me up sort of thing. I was like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
To see that free kick, I seen better. Yeah, I'm sure you did, yeah. See Cavalry and her, yeah, it was already seen better. Yeah, I'm sure you did. Just you know, trying to wind me up, and I was trying to get me to bite, and it wasn't happening. I was just laughing at them, kissing the badge. I had a Leeds jumper on and worked it, and I was just constantly kissing it. Had me mug as well, just winding everyone up, you know. That's good. That's what it's all about.
I love it. Did you see the stat as well? It's in the from Johnny Brown, Dylan, and I think KG as well. I watched a bit of KG as well. But he said today that was Leeds United's first away free kick in the Premier League since Ian Hart in 2003 against Arsenal in Highbury. That time, like,
that's something else. Whoa, right?
Free kick in the Premier League. Like we've waited a long time for that.
That was a belter. It was well worth it. It was a screamer.
And if you haven't seen it, go check out Dylan's reaction. We have a short up as well of Dylan bouncing up and down the chair like a little child.
These chairs hanging together, honestly. Joe, the missus says to me the other day, if you keep bouncing on the chair like that, you're going to come through the ceiling, for sure. Like, it'd be well worth it, like, you know.
We'll catch you live on stream. Let's say hello to a couple of the people that are in the building then this evening. Dylan. Danny Talks Leeds is here. He says, smash it a like and subscribe. Please do that. Pierre is here, says, great podcast. Thank you. Cheers, Pierre. Thanks very much, buddy, for your support. As always, Darlow Stars for me says, Danny, we are going to get into that as well. With a bit of a counterpoint with Lucas Perry, so stay tuned for that one. Liam Chalky is here. He says, evening, lads, and all evening. Liam, haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're keeping well, brother. And Jason O'Keefe, who's out in sunny Spain, says he's back on Friday. Hope you're enjoying the weather, pal, because it's freezing cold back here in Ireland. Oh, no, Darren is going to sing the easiest way down to the pub. That's exactly it, Danny. Tactics, and then you get to the bar easier. Do you know what I mean? Clear everybody out. Dylan's commentary was class. It really was. We will be doing that more often as well. Dylan will be taking the watch alongs from now. And there's a couple of bits coming on LeedsBros over the next couple of weeks as well. So keep an eye out for that as well. You definitely enjoy it. Shane Dalton is here. He says, evening all. Unfortunately, going to miss the game on Saturday. Heading over to Leeds for the long weekend. Flight is at 3:30 from Dublin. Oh, Lord. Mine's late on the Friday. So hopefully see you over there, Shane. If we do, pal, we'll definitely meet up for a point. 22 years for...
That's the free kick.
22 years, sorry.
Excuse me.
Yeah, good point, Danny. Said you something on FB Messenger. I'll check it out after this, but he can be found is brown bread. So I'll check it after this.
For anyone that doesn't know, that's basically your phone is dead.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's your brown bread is your phone's dead, yeah. All right, lads. All right, chat. Team for me stays unchanged. Obviously, injuries aside, why change a winning side? With that, Dylan, let's get straight in because obviously the goalkeeper situation has been blown wide open at Elland Road. But obviously the injury to Lucas Perry, he's been out of the team for the last 2 matches. Carl Darlow has came in and has been absolutely rock solid, Dylan. He's been sensational for me. And there's a conversation there. Does Carl Darlow continue? And that's now there's all the talks that Lucas Perry has been back in training this week and will be fit for the weekend. How fit? Will he be fit enough to start? But it looks like, Dylan, this might be a little bit of a debate in the coming weeks. Both of them have played 3 games. Both of them had a bad game. You look back to Carl Darlow at Sheffield Wednesday, he had nightmare one we want to forget. And then Lucas Perry at Arsenal with 5 badly conceded goals where he could have done a little bit better. But both of them have bounced back from that. Like Carl Darlow, you know, he responded really well when he was brought in against Fulham, had a fantastic game. Carl Darlow was the same at Newcastle at home as well. He had a brilliant game as well. And it's something we're not used to, Dylan, as Leeds United fans over the last couple of seasons. We have a goalkeeper debate again, but in a good way. We've 2 goalkeepers of who to start. What way do you see it going? And like, who?
Yeah, look, to be honest with you, I'm going to say Darlow, but I'm going to give you reasons to why I think Perry as well. It's hard. It is a hard one.
Yeah.
For me, as I said in the previous video, when it comes to Darlow, what does he need to prove to get into this team? Why did we bring him in for that particular reason? To obviously be a good goalkeeper and a second back goalkeeper at that. He has Premier League experience, number one. You go back to last season, he helped Meslier out in the sense of Meslier had to come out, he came in, he done his big, we got promoted, and here we are now in a similar situation, obviously with Perry being injured. Darlow comes in and he does it again. Now, if that's his role at the club, that's fair enough, but I think he's been wasted on the bench. On the other side of it is, we spent a lot of money on Perry. So, he's not going to want to sit on the bench. So
that's my side of it as well, Dylan, because there's already been kickback from the fan base with Bial sitting on the bench, and I think rightfully because you can't break up that partnership of Stroke and Rodon because they've been absolutely fantastic. You've Borneo that hasn't even made the squad the last 2 games, and then if you have a goalkeeper and Lucas Perry also sitting on the bench, and it's not saying, you know, Perry should just get in on price tag alone or just being brought in the summer because he's the new shiny toy. It's that over the course of the season, like I'm thinking more long term. Are we going to go with Darlow for the rest of the season? But then again, it's on merit, isn't it? That, look, unfortunately, Perry's got injured and Darlow hasn't put a foot wrong. So does he keep his place? So there's both sides of the argument. And I think it's bigger than what, you know, most fans kind of think as well. So I'm really, really interested to see, because there's all talks that Perry is back in training and he is fit. I'm interested to see how far it goes with on Saturday. That'll be the first one I look to now when the team comes out.
We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You know, Farke could have pulled Darlow aside and said, look, your second goalkeeper, keep doing what you're doing, sort of scenario. I know Darlow, whether he's happy with that or not. Look, I understand that, but as I said, it's like when it's getting to the point now with Leeds and Perry's done nothing wrong, he's just injured, so don't, you know, everyone go at me for this one. It's just like he's injured, he came in, he's done his bit, all the hype is, and then he's just dropped again, you know, that kind of way. It's just kind of like, what does he need to prove to get into this team as our starting keeper? But then, as I said, on the flip side of it is, we spent a lot of money on Perry. It'd be a bit wasteful just to leave him on the bench. So, maybe rotation. I know that probably sounds a bit mad, but I think it's about harsh to just drop Darlow.
It's one of them positions, though, Dylan, that it's not really like, you know, you're playing a left winger or a striker, what we seen with Joseph Pirro last season when you could change the both of them. Like, this is the goalkeeper position, and you really need that to be your nailed down position, much like your back line. You don't want to unsettle that back line too much. So that's where I'm at it now, where I think Farke, I'm trying to get me way into Farke's way of thinking that if Perry is fit for the weekend, he might just put him back in. I have a feeling he might just put him back in. Like, I keep changing. I keep flip-flopping, because earlier on today, I was like, yeah, but Darlow deserves it because he hasn't put a foot wrong in these last 2 games and he deserves to start.
But apart from the
course, I'm thinking on the long road, you know.
Yeah.
You know, is Perry going to be on the bench there for the whole season if Darlow doesn't put a foot wrong? Do you know what I mean? Then are we going to wait for Darlow to have a clanger of a game before swapping it out again? So it's a sticky one, I think.
It shouldn't be the way, but, like, you know, you could say Darlow, you know, the saves he made, lads. He made unbelievable saves. I just think it's about hard to drop him, but look, when you look at it from a financial point of view, why did we go and spend that money on Perry and leave him sitting on the bench? So I think you're right. If you were to go inside in the Farke brain, as you'd like to say, it's probably likely going to be Perry. But like, I don't agree with the well, if he does well or he doesn't do well. Sorry, if he doesn't do well and Perry gets dropped and Darlow's coming in just picking up the pieces. Like, look, he might be okay with that.
Yeah.
But
that's why he could. That's why
bigger picture. I don't think I would.
Especially after the performances, Dylan. Like he's exceeded. It's not like he's just came in and he hasn't had anything
done
to
a
do.
job.
Yeah, you know, he's had nothing to do. Like he's got himself some sticky holds. Like he made some fantastic saves against Wolves. Dylan commanded his box fantastically well. His distribution and kicking was top drawer to me. Like it was really, really good. And it's just a solid performance. And that's why it will feel harsh either way. But if, you know, Perry is on the bench the weekend and you've Carl Darlow starting the nets, then it's going to be, this is a long road again. We're have to bring in a keeper from a lot of money from Leon. And I'm sure if you put yourself into Lucas Perry's head, then, you know, he's after coming from Leon not to be second choice goalkeeper sitting on the bench as well. So for me, it's a very interesting one. A very interesting one of what happens the weekend with this one.
Well, hopefully we pick the right decision and whatever it may be, because I don't mind as long as we win against Bournemouth. That's it. I think need to take that momentum now going into this game, especially home. You know what we're like at home. And then going back to what you said the other day about Bournemouth itself, you know, they're not an unbelievable team, but they're one of them teams that you know that you can end up losing points to.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm raging there going, snapping.
Johnny Wright says here, Dylan, so do we think the set piece coach helped with the free kick move and Badou peeling off to create the space? That's what I said, Jonathan, as well, that the set piece coach will be involved in all shapes of set pieces. And when you think of a set piece coach, you think of attacking and defending corners. It's going to be free kicks. It's going to be throw-ins. It's going to be all that. And I genuinely think so as well. I think Ampadu knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly where Stark is going. If you watch it, there's a brilliant angle. It's actually in Dylan's short. If you watch it back, there's a brilliant angle right behind the ball of Anton Stack, and you can see Ampadu standing in line at a goalkeeper. Sa can't see. And just as Stack is making his run up, he just peels around, moves out of the way, the ball straight in the top corner as well. So I would say, yeah, Jonathan, I would think he'd have a helping hand in that. Dylan, with you set piece coaches?
You'd like to think so. You know, we've seen it with Stack though as well. Like he can whip in a ball. It's crazy. Even hearing on Sky Sports with certain pundits of a man of his caliber and height wise, taking set pieces. But if you're gonna bang them in like that, you can take as many as he wants. I won't argue with him.
Yeah, same.
And it has to be the set piece coach. It's inevitable. It has to be because the excuse me, language.
It's them 1%ers, Dylan, that we talked about all summer, didn't we? All through the transfer window, that we were saying if we're getting these big lads in, we're gonna have to start using set pieces, right? It's gonna be the 1%ers in the Premier League, and like that on another day, that could be the goal that wins you the match as well. So yeah, I 100% believe it's the right decision to bring a set piece coach in. It should have happened a long time.
Professional footballer and a club like a big club like Leeds United.
It's just how they're all tuned in.
Crazy, man. Like, it's crazy not to have one for that long.
You could have someone coming up to take a corner kick, and I've been in many a Sunday league teams where you get a phone call on a Sunday morning. This is obviously way different, but you get a call on a Sunday morning saying, "Can you tug out for us today?" And you're going down, you're whipping in corners, and you don't know who's making a run where to put the ball or what to do. And that's what I think happens then. Like, you don't know if Jack Harrison is taking a corner. You know, he's going to put a front post, he's going to put a back post. You know what's going on here, and you just have a general sort of one hand up, right? It's going front post, two hands up, back post, wherever it may be. So if you know exactly from who's taking free kicks from outside the box, what your job is, what you're to do, corners coming into the box, what your run, how you're defending them, I think that all builds confidence in it. So you know exactly what you're doing, where to put the ball, where to make your run as well. So it's massive. It's
corners is about movement. That's the problem.
Big side of football is the set pieces.
For me, if I was a coach or just in tactically inclined in something, me for corners, it's all about movement. And we've seen balls, like even with Gruev last season, and I'm not just pinpointing Gruev here, it's just off the top of my head. You know, some of them have been gone completely over the head of everyone in our play, out for a throw-in or out for a goal kick. Yeah. Or, better yet again, everyone's just static in the box. And you see it with the likes of Liverpool, you know, with Chelsea, Arsenal. There's movement in the box. There's, you know, they're trying to make these runs.
Yeah.
That's all you want. Look, anyway, we move on.
Seamus Durkin says, evening bros, hope you're both well, love your content, keep up the fantastic work, MOT. Cheers, Seamus, really appreciate that comment, lovely comment, buddy. Love to hear that you're enjoying our content, pal. Don't change a winning team unless injuries or suspensions. I'd be inclined to agree with you, Danny. I would be inclined to agree with that narrative as well, 100%. Pierre says, you're right, Daz, what a nice position to be in, the goalkeeper position it is. At least it's not, we've a really bad goalkeeper and not a decent backup in a goalkeeper. At least we've two really good goalkeepers fighting it out for the position. What a change that is. I'd say that free kick was set piece coach all over it. Yeah. I think so. Perry's kicking doesn't fill me with confidence, lads. And I'd agree that it's probably the one side of the game that I think I've been a little bit cautious of. We noticed it in the Aviva Stadium. Dylan did me against AC Milan. His kicking was poor. His kicking was really, really poor. And I know, look, some people say he's not there for that. He's there to keep the ball out of the back of the net. But it's when we're trying to play possession football and the ball goes back to Perry and he's trying to pass it out to our centre halves, or he's kicking it long to Willie Nonto and Dan James out to the wings, and they haven't got a chance, especially against Newcastle.
Perry just goes out.
Yeah, Dan Bourne there was just mopping up everything. Do you know what I mean? So, but I think it can be coached into him. I think that's probably the side of it as well, where I take a little bit of confidence from it, Jason, is that this can be coached. You know, the kicking side of the game, and like stopping the ball was obviously, apart from Arsenal, I think he was decent. Brilliant performance against Newcastle. I remember one cracking save down at the south stand that he made as well. Brilliant save. So he's been decent. And look, he hasn't really put a foot wrong, Dylan. It's just unfortunate that he's got the injury. I'd go as far to say that we are the underdogs at home against Bournemouth. Don't shit me, like, yeah. It's weird, Dylan, isn't it? This, because us as Leeds fans were so used to being the top dogs. We're so always used to being, you know, the ones that are going to win the game. But like now in the Premier League, realistically, when you're after coming up your first season, you are going to be the underdogs, isn't it? Even if you are playing at home. But we know what we can do at home at Elland Road. When that fan base in Elland Road is bouncing, we know what we can do at home, can we?
Our home is our fortress. Elland Road is our fortress, or people call it church. It's I keep saying it's the 12th man.
Yeah.
Given the man, you know, everyone said it. You see it on social media, you know, Elland Road being voted whatever loudest stadium or whatever it may be. It's different, and I'm not just saying I'm taking the Leeds hat off here. It's a loud stadium, and to be honest with you, for any team, and if the fans are on it and the players are on it, it's a very, very like if you're the opposition. And you've seen even Calvert Lewin saying it in his first interview with Leeds, you know, coming here. He obviously scored that game, I think, and then you remember just saying to himself, this is madness. Now, as I said, take the Leeds hat off. It is, though. If you're looking from the outside in, Elland Road is a very, very loud place when it wants to be, and especially when the fans are behind the lads. So that's going to be our make or break, I think, anyway, because Farke has even said it. Yeah. When matches at home, it's the way it goes.
Mike Cat says here, Farke doesn't rotate. He plays until players are injured. If they do well, they keep their place. JJ will be great in defence and will keep his place until we get a game that suits Bogle, attacking type of game. Yeah, I'd agree. Farke, he's very rigid, isn't he? He doesn't like to change a winning team too much, apart from when it's Ampadu. I think when Ampadu, he has his favourites as well. When his favourites are back fit as well, he does be inclined to bring them back in as well. But it's going to be an interesting one. The goalkeeper situation, I think it's one that we definitely have to keep a keen eye on. Saying which Perry saved us against Newcastle. Yeah, he did 100% cracking save down to his side. Dylan, we'll move on then and talk about a position then on the wings that I think is going to be an interesting one as well this week. And it's Brendan Aronson and Willie Nonto. So obviously we've seen Brendan Aronson start the last two. Willie Nonto has been back in training and he wasn't fit enough to make the bench against Wolves. It makes me think he was a little bit behind, but I'm hoping he's available for it this weekend as well. If he is, Dylan, do you think there might be a shout there for Willie Nonto to start this game? Obviously, we've seen Brendan Aronson perform well away from home, defensively wise, and I think that's the way Farke might set up away from home to be that little bit more solid and risk averse from what we seen last season in the Championship. But at home at Elland Road, Dylan, when we want to go at teams, take the initiative beyond the front foot, is there a shout there for Willie Nonto to start this game to try and be a little bit more creative? We know that, look, we understand that we're not going to get that creativity out of Aronson. So this game, another little selection dilemma for Daniel Farke heading into this one.
You've hit the nail on the head. Everything you just said there is exactly what I was going to say. No disrespect to Brendan Aronson, and I know people are slagging me because I've been more or less scrutinising him, but I haven't been, lads. I give him his flowers when he deserves it. I thought he played very well the other day in the sense of on the defensive side. Yeah, he does the running. Yes, he's not the magic spark that we need, but he does a job when it needs to be done. if he does start Aronson, I would definitely take him off earlier than 70th minute, which is not going to happen. But that's what I would do to bring Nando on for that spark. But if Nando is fit and firing, I would have given him a go. But then on the other flip side of it is, we've heard it before, we all know Farke doesn't change a winning side. So it's just one of them things. But even, we'll obviously get onto it as well, even with the midfield, with the changes there. I can't see him changing it, lads. I'm being honest. I wouldn't be annoyed if he did start Aronson, as long as he gives us that performance, similar performance to what he gave.
Yeah, it's just a creative side of it, Dylan. That look, yeah. I would be worried about at home as well. And look, we know Bournemouth and we know Iriola as well as, you know, he's a very tactical coach as well. And like, we're gonna have to change like in game, because he's one of them coaches that he's very like Pep. He can change things. He sees things, and if something's not working, he can change. So Farke is definitely gonna have to be aware to that. And that's something that I think with Farke in games, that's probably my criticism at times, is that he does be at times too late to change things. He lets it run a little bit too far when we would see it all as fans, whether it's, you know, a change being made or, you know, something tactical that you see that, right, we need to tweak it here a little bit. Farke does always seem to kind of delay it a little bit much, and I don't think we'll get away with that at Bournemouth. So that's where I look at it this weekend, is that, yeah, we know what Aronson gives us defensively wise, and yeah, I can totally understand that. But maybe we just need that little bit of creativity going forward. I'd like to see Willie Gnonto get a shot from the start with Okafor off the left and Calvert-Lewin up front. And if we can get a good performance out of Willie Gnonto, one of them battling performances that we do see when he's trying to fight his way back into the team to try and get crosses into the box. We've seen him a couple of times. I always remember the cross that Willie Gnonto put in for Pirro in the semi-final of the playoffs against Norwich when he whipped the ball into the box. So he's well able to deliver them types of balls that Calvert-Lewin be well able to, you know, feed off, where I don't think Brendan Aronson can do that. So that's where I'd kind of vouch for Willie Gnonto to come in this weekend. Again, obviously, depending on how fit he is. But I just think there's there's a couple of more bits as well. But I just think coming up, it's a real crucial period for Daniel Farke now. He's a bit of a selection headache.
Rotation. I think rotation would be best. We need to be picking up points. You want everyone kind of that motivation going into each game, you know, trying to fight for their place. Even down to Pirro. I'm not saying to take Calvert-Lewin off. I'm just saying, you know, rotation is key. 100% start Calvert-Lewin. I'm just getting to the point where, you know, say 60th minute, it's kind of gone dead. You know, we've said it before. I think Pirro will be that type of marquee striker to come on in late games to, you know, nick maybe a goal or even an assist, just to kind of keep the legs freshen up and rotation and happen. And it gives Daniel Farke something else to think about.
Yeah, I think so. Danny Talks Leeds says, I think he may play Aronson to stop their winger. Yeah, possibly, Danny, possibly. And it's something that I personally don't want. I'd rather, you know, their wingers to try and stop us. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather us be on the front foot, especially at Elland Road. I can totally understand away from home. I've kind of made me peace with that away from home, that's the way Farke is going to play to stop them attacking and be risk averse. But I think at home, we should be a little bit more on the front foot and a little bit more creative. That's what I would hope for anyway. That would be my thoughts. Do you think Bogle could coach the right wingers to cross the ball? Hopefully, but if you looked back at it and I was mistaken that it actually took a nick off their defender, his cross into the box for Calvert-Lewin. So Bogle actually didn't get the assist for Calvert-Lewin's goal, which is unfortunate. If you watch it back, there is an angle where you can see a clip from one of their players. So unfortunately, it doesn't go down as assist. But look, he bought the ticket, got a deflection, and the ball ends up in the back of the net. So that's all to do. Danny says, I'm looking forward to Tyler Adams and Ampadu in a match in midfield. That will be good. I wonder what.
I hope his two legs are taken clean out underneath him. I want one of them photos after the match, you know, kind of black and white retro kind of vibes. Ampadu looking at him and Adams on the ground in a heap.
One against Dewsbury Hall when he was in it. Get up over.
Welcome to Leeds. Now, off. You know what I mean?
St. Alder says,
no, sorry. Welcome back to Leeds now.
He'll probably be injured before that game anyway. Let's just say Tyler Adams won't be getting the same reception as Grave the following week. Red carpet for Graves, return abuse for Adams. Yeah, it's all the way he left the club though, isn't it? West Yorkshire Gamers in here. Happy Tuesday, pal. Thanks for popping in, brother. 25-26 Prem season. I can't of a single game. Can't think of a single game we have that we can't say it's an easy 3 points. Even Wolves wasn't plain sailing. We all have to dig in. Absolutely, Michael. Absolutely, and especially in the Premier League.
None of this gonna be easy.
Push you up, do you know what I mean? And it's mad, like, because before the game you had people saying that, oh, look, it's Wolves, you know what I mean? It's going to be a tough game. It's Premier League, you know, it doesn't really matter. And then, you know, the same people then after the game going, oh, Wolves are shy anyway, you know, like we expected to beat them. And it's just like, no, you can't have it that way. Before the game, you can't say, oh, I'll take a point and then you win, go, oh, it's only Wolves, they're shy. I think in the Premier League, especially being our first year back up, Dylan, we have to, you know, take every single point, you know, as another step forward to our survival. And that's what way I look at it now, especially this season, you know, in a couple of years down the line where I definitely think this Leeds United team is heading under the 49ers. If we're looking upwards of the table, you know, in top half finish or pushing on to Europe in a couple of seasons' time, fine, fair enough. We should be beating teams like Wolves. But I just think this season we have to remember where we're coming from, Dylan, don't we? And celebrate every single point. Every win in the Premier League is massive. And there's none other than Stephen Bourne. He was on this channel on Sunday where we spoke about it after Wolves. He says the same as well. The exact same as well. We're only back in the Premier League, so you have to celebrate every point, Dylan, don't you?
You have to enjoy the moments there. And we said it last season, you know, when we were dominating the Championship. It was great seeing Leeds win week in, week out. You know, we obviously lost one or two there and a few draws, but the hype around Leeds again, and you know, it's not once in a lifetime, but it's a moment, a history in the club, and this is another one. So we just have to be positive, and as you said there, every point. And look, I've said it off camera and on camera. Keep getting them draws, even growing out of draws. It doesn't matter, lads.
That's what Jay says. I was sick. So that was something that was annoying me as well because I took real pride in that away from home. You know, I mean, we hadn't scored, it was backs against the wall. If Leeds lost, that would have been detrimental. We went there after a goal down, backs against the wall. We win the game 3-1 and a solid away performance. And then people are going, well, it's only Wolves away from home. They're an established Premier League club, you know, that have been in this division for however many years. Even though I personally think it's a very, very poor Wolves side, and you know, I would think they're probably going to be down there this season, battling out with us at relegation. But you still have to take it, Dylan. We're the promoted club. We've just came up from the Championship, so it's a massive 3 points.
Massive 3 points is right. As I said, any point on the road is great. The win or a draw. It's inevitable to make sure you get as much points as possible. And for any people there, Leeds fans or not, to state, oh yeah, Wolves because we're bottom of the league. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know, you go back to certain games, or even under Bielsa, you know, obviously the Man City game, me included, I put my hands up, I was slagging everyone. So champions of England, and we beat them with the Dallas goal. It was absolutely unbelievable. Yet again, people saying didn't have full squad out, no fans in the stadium. You're always going to get these excuses, you know what I mean? So
you have to enjoy them. What's the point? You know, we went through a lot of roller coaster last year. You know, in the Premier League, we're here to enjoy it. Danny says if we lose to Bournemouth and then Spurs, we are 7 points from 7 games, still on a point per game. Yeah, it's not detrimental, Danny. It's not detrimental. It would, if you look at it overall, though, losing back-to-back home games, you will again get a section of the fan base. You know, Farke not good enough, didn't recruit Adam Underwood, all this sort. That you're just going to get that. And I think.
Well, then we just be positive.
And
I'm talking to every fan here. Just be positive.
Danny, you look forward then to the following week, then Burnley away from home, and that's another chance then, newly promoted club. Then that's a game that I'd look at to go, we should be going to Turf Moor then and fighting to get 3 points. And look, we know their record at Turf Moor.
Sorry, lads, be back in 1 second. Sorry.
That's the way I would look at it as well. We'll get into a couple of more of these comments where Dylan has popped off as well. There was one there from Pierre. He says, for so many years, Leeds have been brilliant against the top table teams, only to fluff it against the bottom teams. Nice to see that didn't happen on Saturday. Exactly, Pierre. How many times in the Championship did we see this with Leeds United, where we would always win against the big sides? We come with Wigan 10 men, Wigan at home under Bielsa, where we'd always fluff it all the time. So yeah, 100%, buddy, I'd agree with you there. Stephen says 2 home games, then an international break. Why we change what's broken? Rotation, when rotation is needed. Every game is a battle and every point is a victory for me. 100%, Paul. I know you're definitely like a big believer in that, 100%. But like the reason why I think we have to have this conversation is because it's Daniel Farke as well, and he has them favourites. And I think that goalkeeper situation with Perry and Darlow, I think if Perry is fit enough this week, I think you might see him put back in, because I think Farke might be thinking of the long game. And then at home then as well, he might want a little bit more creativity from Willie Nonto down that right-hand side, rather than a Brendan Aronson, who we know is not creative, what will do the defensive side of the game. So there is conversations there as well. And there's another couple of pieces where I think Daniel Farke might change the weekend as well. I want to get your guys' thoughts on it as well. Shane Dalton says, 1 game at a time. Hopefully we get a result on Saturday, 3 points or a point, and I'll be happy. Absolutely, Shane. If we can back up them 3 points away at Molineux with 3 points again or a point at home, that's brilliant. I think that is very, very good. Welcome back, Dillo.
Just a little bit out of breath there. Sorry about that.
Next one, Dylan, that I think might be an interesting one going into this weekend as well. Obviously, we know El Tanaka Dylan has been back for Leeds United, back in training as well. Is there a conversation there to be had that he would come in for Sean Longstaff? We know, again, we're all saying this, don't change a winning side, but it's El Tanaka we're talking about here. Longstaff has been, he's been good. But is there a conversation there to have that Tanaka might come in?
Look, I'll ask you this question. Why did we get all these players, for example, in the midfield? It literally is, pun intended, stacked. And that's the way I look at it. And different horses for different courses. Same with the Brendan Aronson situation. It's the same last season with Ampadu and Gruev kind of played the away games. Ampadu was obviously the home games. Obviously, he was injured as well. Carried a few knocks here and there. But Tanaka, 100%. 100%. Longstaff's been unbelievable. I have to be honest with you, but bringing him on the last 20 minutes, if Tanaka's jaded or Stacker Ampadu just to kind of break up the play, him, he loves a good tackle. But Tanaka has that quality. It's just that little bit more ahead of yeah.
Love watching and this I feel bad on Longstaff, Dylan, because against Newcastle he was brilliant.
He was my man of the match.
He was sensational against Newcastle. Fulham, we thought he was okay, he was decent, he wasn't poor, he just had a decent game. Wolves, obviously we know the weekend he lets his run off, but I thought he was very good in the midfield against Wolves. He was the engine in there as well and kept us going, and that's what you'll get from Longstaff. But I'm just starting to think as well that you might see a little change there in midfield. You might see that 3-man midfield of Ampadu, Stack and Tanaka in there on Saturday. I wouldn't be surprised to see Farke change it a little bit. Especially Tanaka's quality as well, Dylan.
But that's it.
What a player to watch as well.
It's the quality, Darren, and the going for goals. That's what we need now. I know we bet Wolves 3-1, but we need a few more goals, whether it's 2-0 or 1-0. We need that kind of goal tally be going up a little bit, and I think Tanaka will give us that a bit more. I know that's probably a bit harsh on Longstaff, but
yeah,
if you let the shackles off Tanaka, he works his magic, and defensively as well. And then, he's just a joy to watch. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just wearing his hat. I just think he's immense to watch. But look, I wouldn't be too pushed either. If he starts Longstaff, I wouldn't be too fussed.
It's always going to be the opposite of Dylan, isn't it? That if he goes with the exact same side as what he did against Wolves, and we lose the game, or we should have went and won it and we didn't win it, and we get a draw of it. It's always going to be you'll have
wouldn't you change it?
People saying, I should have changed up. Tanaka should have came back in for that game, or we needed Willie Nanto at home to be a little bit more creative. So that's why there's them conversations there to be had. That I think personally, and there obviously is that side of it where you don't change your winning side and you go out with it. And this is where I'm saying that this is a selection headache now for Daniel Farke going into this game, because he's at that point now. If these players are coming back from injuries, we'll get on to Jaden Bogan and James Justin, but these players are coming back from injuries. Your Tanaka, your Lucas Perry, Willie Nanto, they're all going to be pushed for a start, full week of training behind them as well. And this is where where you earn your bucks basically being a manager.
Exactly.
Does he stick or does he twist in the Premier League, and especially at home as well, where it's a little bit different, playing away from home.
I did see something on Twitter as well about Jack Harrison. People saying he wanted to start as well. And
do you think he's done enough yet, Dylan, to want to start?
No, 100% no. 100% no. I don't think I am, to be quite honest with you.
If he starts putting in decent performances when he's coming off the bench and gives us a little bit and gets an assist or maybe gets a goal, then you would say, but just at the minute I don't think he's warranted enough from the start for me, especially not over Okafor as well.
Okafor, look, I think he's just trying too hard. We seen that the other day. It was a great goal, great finish, but just at times he's just holding onto the ball a bit too long, and I think it's just the winger position in general, Darren, that we're kind of lacking a little bit, with TJ obviously being injured now as well. And for me personally, I thought he was my player of the season last season was DJ, and we're kind of missing that. He was involved really in every goal. He scored a lot of goals. It was, obviously with Pirro as well, and then, even talking the conversation there with Pirro as well, he's not really at it either. Obviously Calvert-Lewin's scored a great goal.
He starts 100%.
Yeah, he does, 100%. I think it's rotation. I don't want, as you said there, the fan base, including myself, to have a meltdown going, should have done this, should have changed this, and he goes out with the same side. You need to utilise your good players, and one for sure for me is Tanaka.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's quality. He adds that extra. Love him in midfield. Shane Dalton says, delighted to see the midfield and wing score last week. It's been saying that both positions need to start chipping in with goals, even taking shots on goal. Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be massive, Shane. And you're a regular watcher of the channel as well. And myself and Dylan have been saying as well. We know now we're a little bit light in them attacking areas, so you need them midfielders chipping in with a couple of goals. Gonna need them wingers chipping in with a couple of goals as well, 100%. So yeah, as you said, spot on. Great to see the lads chipping in there on the weekend. So Dylan, a bit of a down one. Obviously, Jayden Bogle will know 100% from Daniel Farke's press conference on Thursday what the extent of Jayden Bogle injury is. It didn't look good at the time. Right down on the foot, I don't know whether it's ligaments, it's metatarsal, but whatever it is, it doesn't look too good. And there's all the rumours circulating that he is going to be out till after the international break. So obviously not good news for Leeds United. And Jayden Bogle, Dylan, just as a player, since he signed for Leeds United, for me, has become probably one of my favourite players. He's been absolutely brilliant attacking threat going forward, brilliant defending, and he just seems like he's been getting better and better. He's going to be a big miss, Dylan, isn't he? If he is out.
Going back to what you said, this is where Daniel Farke earns his big bucks with obviously James Justin coming in to rotate, but he's going to be a big miss. He's going to be a massive miss. Bogle has just been immense. It's say you're right back and chip in with goals and assists. And obviously, like even the assist for Calvert-Lewin, I know he didn't get it, but he's been immense. He's going to be it's going to be hard without him, to be honest with you. But that's the reason why we got to cover the right back position, whether it is going to be Sam Boyer or James Justin, to come in and do that job. But with Bogle, I hope he's not over too long, and I hope when he does come back, he hits the ground running straight away, because when he's at it, he's good. And we've said it before, he's that type of player. He doesn't just like the overlap, he likes to cut in as well, and he likes a run. He's not fond of it, and his dribbling as well, his agility on the ball is phenomenal. I'm definitely a fan favourite for Jayden Bogle, so it's a bit of a killer, a bit of a downer for that one, Ori.
Yeah, Danny says here, Bogle out at the international break, and okay, hopefully he does, gets a little bit of a rest in and comes back and he's even better than what he was. But obviously his replacement on the weekend, I've seen a couple of bits doing the rounds. Will it be Sam Boyer or James Justin? Has to be James Justin. You've spent 10 million on him as your cover. You're not going to leave him sitting on the bench and bring on a Sam Boyer. But this is what with Dylan we've spoke about it, is that another man's woes is another man's game, and it's a chance now for James Justin to come in and show his worth and pay back some of that 10 million that we spent for him in the summer as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he gets on. I don't think, could be wrong, and hopefully he scores the weekend, but I don't think he's going to have that attacking threat as what Jayden Bogle does have, both defensively wise. I'd be fairly confident with him in there. But looking forward to seeing how he gets on. Are you?
Well, brings us back to the conversation with Brendan Aronson. If he's not going to give you that kind of quality and that player going forward, James Justin give you that. Well, on that right hand side is going to be really down in the dumps, isn't it? So
yeah,
maybe it would be a show for Willie Naldo to come in there. But yeah, look, it's just one of them things. These injuries are going to happen, and that's why Farke has to come up with a plan and stay. So look, this is the reason why we got these players. We've all moaned the ground, including myself, about the transfer window and where's the money gone and players that we got in. And I think I was pretty chuffed, to be fair, when I heard James Justin was coming in. We're taking anyone to just come into the club, will you play? So this is where he earns his money. This is where the board, the recruitment, everyone earns his money. If our main right back is out, replacement comes in, and obviously down to the similar of the goalkeeper situation as well. So once he can put in a performance, steady legs, does what he does best, and nice for him to get an assist, wouldn't it, or even a goal, just to give him that openly home.
On his proper debut, 100%. Danny says that's why I think he'll play Aronson to help JJ. Yeah, look, I think in my gut of guts, I think it probably will be Brendan Aronson. Look, I'm not going to sit here and be blinded. Brendan. I think you're right, Danny. I think it might be Brendan Aronson, but that's what I'm just saying. At home at Elland Road, I want us to be a little bit more creative. I don't want us constantly the whole season with the handbrake on. I'd like to see us at home especially against the likes of Bournemouth, and there's no disrespect to them, to try and have a bit of a go at them. There's no need to be
Yeah.
fully reserved against Bournemouth at
No.
home. If we're playing them away, again, I can understand that, because you're away and you're back against the wall. If you're playing Man United at home, Man City, I mean, say, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, you know, I need the big boys at home at Elland Road. Well, then maybe pray your Brendan Aronson if you want to go a little bit more defensively wise. But I just think these games, like, why not try? Why not go for it? Be a little bit more creative. Like, I would trust our midfield in your stack, Ampadu, Tanaka, whoever it may be, whoever goes in there, Longstaff. Look, I would trust our midfield and our defence to be able to defend at home against the likes of Bournemouth, and leave our front three players to be able to go create your Willie Nanto, Okafor, Calvert-Lewin. That's what I would hope for from my side of Dylan. What way would you see it? Am I being a little bit too open? Am I expecting a bit too much? Should we be a bit more reserved at home?
No. Gloves off. We're there to play football and win well. And if that means having to take a few lads out, and I don't mean in a harsh way, I mean, you know, win the ball and take the man, you know, play hard. We're Leeds United at the end of the day. That's who we are. It's in our DNA. And look, that's the reason why we spent these players, lads. We've to prove to ourselves and prove to everyone and prove to this league that we're well capable of being here. And it's Bournemouth. Like, no disrespect to them, they are an established Premier League team, but it's Bournemouth here.
Yeah.
Like, how are they, like? You know what I mean? We're going to get bookmarked for this, we're going to get hammered 3-0. But I mean, we're Leeds and we need to go out and play to our strengths. And our strength is at home. Our strength is our foot ahead of them. We need to be.
I think we're worried about what we did, and like, I think if we go into every game, like what Danny was saying there, and it was very much the same sort of feeling against Fulham as well. Was, oh well, we need to defend our wingers. We need to be wary of their wingers. Well, and what about our wingers? Why can't we, you know, put it back on them, especially at home? Why can't we get them to be worried about Willie Nanto and Noah Okafor? Why can't we get them, you know, them to be defending? That's just my thought, but I'm just one of them. I like to see open, expansive football. You know what I mean? Or the Bielsa days for me, when it was, you know, free flowing, 4 trees and 5 balls and all this. Like, that's just the type of football that I personally, you know, like to see play. So I'd like to see Farke let the handbrake off like a little bit. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Again, that's not saying Brendan Aronson deserves to be taken out of the team. That's not saying Willie Nanto, you know, deserves to come into the team either. I would just accommodate that. I'd like to see a little bit more creativity going forward. Look, if Brendan Aronson does start, but you back him 100% and you hope he can create, you know what I mean? You can hope he can score a goal 100%. But yeah.
Well, look, with Brendan Aronson, you have to kind of give him his flowers. And I've said it before, and I'm not a big lover of Aronson. And you and John were loving winding me up on camera and off camera over it.
Us?
Yeah, he used to. Yeah, he's done well. He deserves a shot if Farke gives it to him. But if Nando is fit and firing, it depends. Whoever grabs the short in training, that's what he sees. But if Aronson does start, I'm not against it. And if he plays well, I'll be delighted and I'll shut me mouth.
Yeah.
But I'll be keeping a close eye on him. That's for sure. So
Pierre says here, Dylan, so do we think Stack is our signature signing? Yeah, I would say so. Today, Pierre, 100%. There's a possibility if Calvert-Lewin can keep going on it. I don't want to put the mockers on it. And hopefully Daniel Farke says on Thursday that Calvert-Lewin is okay. If Daniel Farke if Calvert-Lewin can keep himself fit, you know, he could potentially be one as well, especially getting him on a free. You know, if he can bag 10 goals for us, he could potentially be up there. But I think right now, to date, Dylan, I think without a shadow of a doubt, it has to be Anton Stack, doesn't it?
Look, he's been definitely a standout player. Me, because I think it's too early to call. But he's definitely been the game changer and the one that stands out. Yeah, I agree with that. But I think it's still too early. I'll give it till Christmas, and then I'll probably give you the right answer.
Yeah, I think at the moment that I'm just enjoying watching him. Dylan, really.
Oh yeah, 100%. He's definitely the standout.
Yeah, he didn't have a great game against Fulham. He did dip a little bit, but if any of us haven't watched it, go check out the Square Balls interview with Bryn Law, and he was speaking about Anton Stack and, you know, the change of culture and coming from a different league, the German league, coming into the Premier League, how hard it is to adjust, and he's taken to it really well so far. But he spoke about it with Bryn Law completely off camera, but it wasn't a formal interview, and he spoke about how hard it is, and, you know, the change of styles and the difference in the Premier League as well. So yeah, if you haven't, go check out the Square Ball lads. Always put out cracking stuff. I need, but yeah, really good interview. I'm sure some of you guys have watched it. What has not done apart from running into a culty sack when he's played? I just think he's more creative, Danny. I really do. I think he makes things happen when he's on it. Granted, he has off days, 100%. Do I agree with you? But I just think he's more creative than Brendan Aronson, 100%. I think he can pull a goal out of nowhere. I think he can create. that's what I would vouch for. Will you not? That'll come in. Stephen Bourne says, good shout, Dillo. Going to be seriously lacking attacking quality on the right side with JJ and Aronson combination. We'll have to put in a lot of pressure on the left with Gabby and Okafor to offer creative flair. That's it, Dylan.
You just don't want them all shifting over to the left hand side, and I'm glad Stephen kind of pinpointed that. But that's because what I was trying to say. You know me, I'm a bit of a tongue twister at times. You don't want it all being played on the one side, I suppose, just because, no offence, two lads can't work together or they're just not at it.
Sebastian says here, fully agree. Let's try beat Bournemouth home. I'd be on it, especially this early on, Dylan. Like if it's coming. If it's coming towards the tail end of the season and every point is crucial, but if it's coming where it's really coming down to squeaky bum time and, bite your nail sort of stuff, then I'd be like, yeah, right, take a point home to Bournemouth. If we do end up with a point, I'd be like, right, happy days. But I think this early on in the season, Dylan, I would be saying there's no reason to let the handbrake off. Go and try and win the game.
Go win, yeah. Exactly, and that's at home as well. And yeah, look, there's no reason that we shouldn't be winning it, but there's no reason that we should be losing it either. Point, if you said to me now, would you take a point at Bournemouth at home? Yeah, I would. Yeah. Maybe I'm being mad. I'm 100% serious.
I think it's good, Dylan. I think it's good at the back. Look, 3 points after Molyneux. I think it's very good.
And then you look at it in the sense of like the points that we have gained. If we do against Bournemouth, draw against Bournemouth, sorry. With Everton, fair enough. Arsenal, fair enough. Fulham, Newcastle. Thought that was a good point. So when you're looking at it like that, from that perspective, steady
on. Fulham, Dylan, was one of them.
Freak accident.
Bounce of a ball, like, do you know what I mean? Just ridiculous. And like that, if we, had got a point down there at Craven Cottage, would have been fantastic, especially our record down there as well. We definitely, the minimum for me, deserved a point down at Craven Cottage. So you're looking at it then and you're talking 8 points in 5 games. Like, it's cracking. And you go into these 2 games against Bournemouth now on the weekend. If you picked up another point there, possibly got 3 points, but we're well on our way and we're after laying very, very good foundation. But I still think it's a cracking start, Dylan. And like that, I'll try and bring myself back to how you start and how you feel at the start of the season. And if you had a set after 5 games, you're going to have 7 points after a very tough start. When you look at Newcastle in there, Arsenal in there, Everton at home, Fulham as well. Like, it was a tough start to this Premier League season, and I think it's been a decent start for us.
Well, last season when we were kind of touch and go, that squeaky bum time, will we do it, will we won't do it? If I had said to you last season, well, imagine next season now we win our first game against Everton, where we get smashed by Arsenal, but I don't care. I wasn't too pushed about that anyway. Freak accident happens off Fulham. Draw against Newcastle. Smash Wolves. And now against Bournemouth. To be honest with you, I'm kind of happy. Like, I think you'd be mad not to be happy. Like, what do you expect? What would you expect to win every game?
Yeah.
You have to look at it from that perspective.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, Shane Dalton says, you're not mad, mate. I'd gladly take a point on Saturday. Me too. Yeah,
I'm definitely mad, but yeah, I agree with the point.
I'd also take a point against Spurs. That'd be brilliant. I'd take that now. If you offer me back-to-back points at home against Bournemouth and Spurs, I'd take that. And then you go into that Burnley game. We spoke about it a little bit, Dylan. We're projecting ahead here, 3 games ahead, and saying we'll take this and we'll take that. And could be completely different. And I wouldn't be surprised if Leeds United to go, probably lose the weekend. We'll probably beat Spurs and then lose to Burnley. Like, that's just the Leeds United merry-go-round that we've all
we'll draw against Bournemouth. And it'll be a good draw. Win against Spurs, everyone like, and then lose against Burnley.
Yeah, it'd be one of them 3-0 ones that remember against Chelsea when Brendan Aronson closed down Mendy and everyone thought, we're going for Europe. Jesse Marsh, he's unbelievable. He's Bielsa's son. Do you know, he's the second coming of puts the blinkers. I remember I went out after that Chelsea game. I went out after that Chelsea game to the local and there was a lot of Chelsea fans around there and proudly wearing my Leeds shorts. And I was like, Chelsea 3-0. I was like, we're going to Europe and all. And Jesus Christ, if you had to let me know what was going to come in the next 6 months, unbelievable. This football club. Before the Wolves result, I didn't think we could have got anything against Bournemouth. Now that I'm thinking we have a chance to give them a good game, that's football though, buddy, isn't it? And you're right. And you're like, we're just fickle football fans, aren't we? The whole lot of us. One result can change your way of thinking. I was the same after Fulham as well. We're going to just keep patch here. Like, we need to, something decent against Wolves. We went 1 down. You're thinking, pressure's on Farke here now. But one result changes everything, Dylan, doesn't it?
Well, it does, but it's not specifically about the result. And I know in theory it is, because points win your games, points win, keep you in the league or get you promoted. But I think it's certain times the way Leeds lose or the way it's set up and it's lazy football and they're going, what am I watching here? Yeah. That's what really frustrates me.
And no intent. I hate that.
That's
my I can take losing a game of football like what happened down at Fulham. I can take that as disappointed you are. One thing that I can't take, it really annoys me, is that when we've no intent to go win the game, when there's no effort, when we just look sloppy, we look off, there's no real effort in the game. That just I can't take them losses. That's what really
it's just go with Wolves now. That motivation, that confidence going in, that kind of hype around Leeds with the goal from Calvert-Lewin, the free kick from Stack, Okafor getting his goal. It just kind of, them boys are going to be at it.
Yeah.
You want the whole stadium to be at it. You want all the players on the bench as well at it. You don't want to go in here and lose stupidly.
Yeah.
You want to go in with that intent to fight and intent to win. And as I said, I'll take a point.
Yeah. Point to Guinness.
If it's going, yeah.
Pierre says next two matches Daniel Farke cannot use stacked defensive like against Wolves in the second half. We need to defend in the opposition box. Yeah, I think you would let him off the leash a little bit, Pierre. There was a lot of people doing that criticised Daniel Farke for the second half performance against Wolves, but I actually think it was very smart because, again, Stephen Bourne said it on that video that we done, the talking points after the game. He said as well that Wolves were always going to come out that second half 3-1 down. They were always going to come out to try and go at us still, and so we couldn't fight fire with fire and go at them and risk getting caught, because then if you do earlier on to go 3-2, it goes anyway then, and it's a kick of a ball then. So I think Farke had to come out, be defensively solid, make sure that we don't concede, nullify them as much as we possibly could. And I thought he'd done a brilliant job at doing that, and especially away from home. That's fine for me, especially when you're 3-1 up, Dylan.
It's just the way his tactics work at times. I think when you're winning like 2-0 and then all of a sudden then you're looking, now it's 2-1. Now it's 2-all. And then, they might score in 90 minutes and you're gone. Did that just happen? So I think he hit the nail on the head. He got it right. Probably during the stream I was probably losing my head wide and making subs wide and me going at it. But that's just me. I'm similar to what you are, Dan. I like to see open free football. I don't want to be conserved and reserved. I know you have to be, but it's just not in me.
Yeah. Shane Dalton says here, that's it. That's Leeds for you, ups and downs. There's going to be plenty of them this season. We just have to stick together through the highs and the lows, as we always do. Can't criticise Farke in the second half, 3-1 up away from home. Exactly. Yeah, that would be my thinking, Shane. Yeah. Daniel Farke said after the game he doesn't know why he sat back in the second half. He couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand it either, Danny. If he couldn't understand it, I definitely couldn't understand it either. So yeah, you're totally right. But I think we will wrap it up there, lads. Really, really good stream. Lots to look forward to this week. A lot of headaches Daniel Farke is going to have. It's going to be interesting to see what team goes out on Saturday. Could be unchanged, and we might see a few changes in there. Who knows with Daniel Farke and Leeds United. I'm really, really looking forward to the tail end of this week. There's loads of content coming out on LeedsBros, lads, over the next couple of days. So keep an eye out. Dylan will be riding solo on a totally different type of stream on LeedsBros tomorrow night. So keep an eye out for that one. Dylan, what time are you going live? Will it be a late-ish one for the late birds?
I'd say about 8:30. I'd say roughly the same time. I'll hopefully go for about 8:30 to maybe 10 o'clock.
Class. Yeah, Dylan will be riding solo tomorrow. As I said, something completely different that you haven't seen on LeedsBros tomorrow. He will be doing that. I will be back on Thursday as well to give thoughts on Daniel Farke's press conference. Hopefully it's a bit of good news on Jayden Bogle, and then we'll have a bit of a preview before the game as well. I am heading over to the game as well on Friday, so I'm looking to do a bit of an interview outside Elland Road with a couple of Leeds fans. So anyone who's knocking about, make sure you get down there as well. Keep an eye on it. We're going to get a couple of Leeds fans' thoughts on the start of the season, and of course a match day vlog as well. All the stuff that you can expect on LeedsBros over the next couple of days. But that is it from us, guys. Before you leave, please don't forget to drop a massive thumbs up on the video. Really helps us out at this moment in time. As you all know, YouTube is absolutely fucked at the minute with views and algorithms and all the shit. So the views are down right across the board. But please give the video a big thumbs up. Helps push it out there so more people can see it. And hit that subscribe button if you are new here and you are enjoying the content we're putting out. Dillo.
Yeah, just before I go, guys. Yeah, so as Darren said, I'm going to be doing videos probably every Wednesday and Friday nights. Maybe jump in one or two in between that. And yes, Danny did hit the nail on the head. It is FIFA. So I want you to come in if you're into it, sort of thing. Watch me smash the controller a few times. I want to hear certain tactics, what pack openings, etc., evos, and yeah, just what players to buy and not to buy. And then, of course, I will be flying the flag nice and high for Leeds United. So that's us.
You will enjoy Dylan, and I, for one, can vouch when Dylan plays FIFA, it does not end well. It does not end well. So you will be thoroughly entertained if he can lose the game. I will be in watching the stream as well. But as I said, just a different string to the LeedsBros ball that we are bringing you guys. Fucking tunny there. But that is it, Dylan. Nothing else to say before we wrap it up and say goodnight to all these wonderful people for joining us on Tuesday night.
Yeah, just mind yourselves, mind each other.
I forgot to speak about Bamford. Patrick Bamford is off to Spain. He's off to Spain to Getafe, and he could be playing Real Madrid in a couple of weeks. Mark my words, Patrick Bamford is going to score in the Bernabeu this season. I'm telling you now. You hear it first. We leave it there. Mind yourselves. Mind each other. Catch you in the next one.